We're down in southwest Texas where Wade Middleton has a deer camp, and we'll join him as he prepares to head out on a whitetail hunt. For this hunt, he'll be using a TenPoint Nitro 505, equipped with a Garmin Xero X1i crossbow scope. Right now, it's mid-December and the rut is in full swing. As we all know, you never know what you may or may not see from deer behavior during this time of the season. This should be a fun hunt.
December in Texas is one of my most favorite times to go hunting and one of my least favorite times to go hunting. And that may cause people's eyebrows to kind of wrinkle up or go, what is he talking about? But it is a time frame that it's like all the work that we've done for the last 11 months pays off, but it also doesn't pay off. And once again, confusing, because the rut in Texas, out where our deer lease is and our camp is set up, these deer just travel for so far when they get to chasing does that all the patterns, all the things that we kind of think we know or we believe we know really go out the window. Deer, you would think you'd see them all coming in, but sometimes they're just ghosts and they just appear. And this deer just was there. And so I'm just kind of watching him and judging his actions, and he's pretty comfortable. So I'm just sitting there waiting, and I mean, it's not a minute until that deer kind of raises his head up, looks off in the distance, and he starts trotting away from me. This is good and this is bad. Now he's getting out there where I can get a shot, but he might not stop. I've played this game before and I've gotten heartbreak from it. I've got images in my mind of deer running off into the sunset, and I'm like, man, I'm now with him walking away. I've raised the crossbow, I'm up, I'm aiming, I'm ranging with my Xero. I'm doing everything to get in position to get the shot.
Meh. Sure, he ran a lot further than I thought he should have. I mean, I've got the best crossbow scope in the market right here, perfectly ranged. I got so nervous I didn't get my freaking safety off. Pulled the trigger, re-ranged him, he raised his head up, I grunted at him, and it just, everything sure looked good on there. I love hunting in the rut. You just don't know what's going to show up, when it's going to show up, how it's all going to go down, how fast it's going to go down. Gamble not coming back to this stand this morning. The sun, I mean, you can see I'm lit up like crazy right here. 34-yard shot. He just kind of popped out of the creek right here at 20 yards, and I knew if I raised up, I was going to block him from where Gentry was trying to film. And he kind of nibbled on a few nuggets of corn we threw out, and then he was heading on out and go look for those, keep working on down the creek. And when he raised his head up out there and started walking away, I knew I had to keep ranging. And you just hit this little button and the scope is constantly ranging. But I knew once he got out there, boy, this ain't gonna last much longer. He was just gonna do that, and he kind of turned this way, turned that way, then he got his butt, and I just kept ranging and ranging. Like I said, then I forgot to take safety off, got a little too excited, and then when I finally did, got everything set up, boom.
While Wade gives this impressive buck his due time, let's head out to a short break. And when we come back, we'll go boots on the ground in search of Wade's whitetail. We're back with Wade in southwest Texas as he searches for the whitetail he took a shot on just before break. And it looks like he's just found his arrow.
There we go. Looks pink to me. Through there we know we hit mid-body. We know we hit going forward. We feel like we've got a double lung. We know he ran out that direction right there. So there it is right there. That's what we always want to find. We haven't found a ton of blood so far, but we know where he ran in right up here.
where he should have been struggling at crossing the road. So we're just gonna ease up there, keep looking for blood, and then ease in where we think he went. Here we go, getting a lot now. It's really starting to open up. Both sides through here. It's really splattering where he's running now. I was like, how did he go this far? But he sure made it a little good ways. What a cool 8-point. Oh, what a cool 8-point. I knew our shot was perfect, but sometimes they go further than you think they possibly can. That 10-point did some damage. That's gruesome. I love 8-points like this, and I love to hunt them and fill the freezer and smoke them good like that. You know, this buck got out in front of us and kind of turned around. I'm ranging him, and when you can range something with supreme confidence like the Garmin Xero scope, I mean, it's just the ultimate confidence. And this deer was meant to be mine. Fill the freezer for Angel 9, everybody at camp, and fake his antlers and put it up in a cool place and tell a story. And this is just a big old nice, good-bodied, well-fed 8-point from Brackenville, Texas. I love it.
Congratulations, Wade. This is yet another awesome 8-point buck you can add to your collection. Now that we've seen the Garmin Xero X1i crossbow scope in action, let's learn more about it from one of our Garmin friends, Patrick Bowman.
What we did with the crossbow is we basically took the same technology as the A1i bow sight and moved it over, made it better, and put it on a crossbow. The crossbow scope's got 3.5 times magnification, which is perfect out to shooting any distance with a crossbow. It's got an auto calibration, which is super simple and easy to set up. It's just a very simple 3-step process. Shooting at 5 yards to get on paper, shooting at 20 and making sure we're hitting the bullseye, and then checking that bullseye at 50 yards to auto calibrate our pin stack. The reason to buy an X1i is really the adjustability of these scopes. Anything that you want to see in that sight window you can see. Anything you don't want to see you can turn off. It's got a slew of leveling features to make sure your crossbow's level when you're shooting it. It's got your range right in the right side of the scope. It's got a yardstick to show you, give you a gauge of distance out in the field. It's just got so many cool features and settings that you can turn on and off, like flight apex, that are just incredible, you know. And like I said, it can be as simple of a scope as you want it to be, or it can be as complex of a scope as you want it to be. At the end of the day, the important part is the fact that you're able to range a target and get a single pin at that distance that is the most accurate aiming solution on the market. The X1i is really one of those scopes that you can take with you for generations of crossbows. You know, you could own 5 different crossbows and move that thing from crossbow to crossbow. All you got to do is reset it, start from scratch, and you're set up in 20 minutes. It's one of the easiest setup processes. I clearly remember when I first had my first crossbow with a normal scope on it, just fiddling with that thing, going back and forth, trying to get it properly aligned. This X1i is mostly electronic, which makes it that much easier downrange to set up. It's just a really cool piece of technology.
You heard Patrick. This Xero X1i crossbow scope from Garmin is not something you'll want to leave off your gear list next time you're hitting the field. To get your hands on this revolutionary piece of equipment, head on over to Garmin.com.